Hello everyone. So this is the code for stock prediction using machine learning and various models. Let us have a look at this. So this is the first cell in which we are importing all the required libraries such as NumPy, that is for mathematical calculations. Pandas is for reading the data. Time is for time management and date time objects. Matplotlib and Seaborn are for the plotting of graphs. Random is to generate the random numbers. So let's have a look on the functions that we have created. First of all, we have created a function get imports in which we are using a for loop and we are comparing the type of instance, and based on the type of instance we are splitting the object values. Next, we are declaring a list in which we have defined some packages like PIL pillow and sklearn for this is for machine learning. So now we are using a if condition that, for example, if our name variable is somewhat PIL or sklearn, then we are yielding. That is the condition. Next, we are declaring a list and another empty list, which is requirements. We are using a for loop and we are using the if statement in which we are declaring the name that if that is not equal to pip. So we are appending the object in the requirements list based on the value. So this is the last for loop of the code. We can see that this for loop is mainly for printing the libraries and the versions. So we can see that Seaborn is having 0.9 version, Pandas is having 2 to 3.4 version, and so on. So this was it. In next cell, we have declared a function get state in which we are passing data t and n. Let us have a look to understand the variables. So we have done the manipulation using arithmetic operators like plus and minus, and we are the list that we have passed in the argument, we are doing the slicing based on the if condition and we are returning the result. So this function mainly returns the state of the object in the form of numpy array. Next is the time range that we have considered in our data frame is from 23rd March 2018 till 23rd March 2019. So we are reading the data set first of all, and you can see the data. Data is the numeric data. Next, we have converted the values of close column into a list, and we have declared the window size as 30. Next, we are declaring a class deep evaluation strategy in which inputs is defined as none. This is the constructor which will automatically be invoked when class is called, a class object is created. Inside the class, we have created a function def weight from get weight from population. This function mainly returns the list of the weighted population. This is the utility of this function. Next, we have created a getter method that is returning the value of weight. The weight variable belongs to class. Therefore, we have used self variable over here. Next, we have created a train method that is going to train the model. So for this, we have defined epoch as 100 and every print as 1. So we are using the time variable and we are storing it into the last time. Next, we are using a for loop and we are doing all the mathematical calculations with the help of NumPy that you can see. We have created a nested for loop, we have created a list, and we are doing some transformations on weight. Next, we have used another nested for loop where we are doing the transformations on the rewards. And again, this is the last for loop, nested for loop. So in this for loop, we are using the weight list that we have returned from previous function get weights, and we are enumerating it, and we are working on the index and the values of weights. So this is the train function. We will execute the function to understand it in deeper sense. So next is the model class. In model class, we have firstly defined a constructor. This constructor mainly takes input layer, and output size as the parameters. This is the predict function. Predict function is mainly used to return the decision, and the buy and decision are associated with the stocks, obviously. So next is the getter and setter methods for the weights variable, where weights variable belongs to the instance of class, which we can see with the help of self variable. Next, we have declared agent class, in which we have taken population size, sigma, and learning rate as the default parameters. We have defined constructor, in which we are passing money, model, max, by max, cell as the parameter. We have declared a function act, which returns the numpy argument max object. We have created a function def get reward, which is using the initial parameters that we have defined by default, and we are using a for loop. We have created an empty list first of all, inventory, and inside the for loop, we can see that we are comparing the value of by parameter, either it is 0 or it is greater than the default values that we have considered, and we are doing the manipulation on the basis of that. In the else part, we are comparing the action variable and the length of inventory list that we have created. And in this way, after all the transformations, we have returned a numerical value, which is in this mathematical expression. Next is a fit function, in which we are using train method that we have defined above. Next is by function, in which we are not passing any of the arguments, of course. Next, we have the initial state money argument that we have taken, and we are using get state function, and we have declared 3 empty lists, as you can see. We are using a for loop over here, and inside the for loop, we are using conditional statements, that is if and else, to do the manipulation on the basis of action parameter and the length of list that is given to us. If we talk about the output of this function, this function mainly plots a graph that I will show you on the later stage. Next is we are calling the functions that we have created. So let's begin with model function, which we are passing the window size and other parameters. We have then called, we have instantiated agent class, so in which we are passing the instance of model class and other parameters. And then we have used the fit function of agent class. Fit function is this one. This function is the fit function. It belongs to the agent class. So that's it. In this function, we can see that in which iteration, what is the expected reward. So in 20th iteration, 51 is the reward. In 30th iteration, 61 would be the reward, and so on. And we have printed the time that is taken to run the code. So that would be 36.919 seconds. Next is we have executed agent.by function. So by this by function mainly let me show you. This by function is over here that I have already explained to you. And this function mainly will plot the thing. So let's have a look. On day 2, there are, we should buy 5 units at the price of this, and total balance would be this. And in this way, we can see the output, right? So this is the estimated buys, right? So this is it. And this is the plot if we are plotting the buys, right? So on the X and Y axis, let me show you. The green line denotes the true close value, and red line is the predicted sell value, whereas blue square is the predicted buy value. So this is the plot, right? So we can see that there is a variation. There is a peak on 100 and the height of peak is 380. And if we see the total gain, that would be 11037.5. And in the percentage, if we would calculate, it would be 110.37 percentage. So we can see that our code depicts that if in case a person invests in the particular stock, he would be benefited. So this is the outcome of our code. That's all. Thank you.